response by an organism to a constant stimulus. An example is the way an ivy plant will turn its leaves toward the window in order to gain exposure to sunlight. Sachs' protege, Jacques Loeb, took it to the next level by creating a stable of insects he called durable machines. In his laboratory at the University of Chicago, he trained cockroaches through the use of simple tropism.
Just amazing.
Ed Dearborn is a veteran of Longchen and Air America, a key figure in the covert air operation.
From a sleepy little valley and village, surrounded by the mountains and the cars, to this great war machine actually working up there. It was the heart.
That's what, and by the way, let me just tell you, we needed tickets. You can't get them. You know who has the tickets for I'm talking about to the television audience? Donors, special interest, the people that are putting up the money. So it is. The RNC told us we have all donors in the audience, and the reason they're not loving me, the reason that
because of the insect's bilateral symmetry, a light shown on one side caused it to move in the other direction. In Russia, Ivan Pavlov moved on to animals. The term Pavlov dog has
and pulse of Laos at that time, more commonly referred to as the CIA's secret base,
To lead their male army, the CIA selected Vang Pao, a former lieutenant in the French colonial.
me is I don't want their money. I'm going to do the right thing for the American public. I don't want their money. I don't need their money. And I'm the only one up here that can say that. I know so many of the people in the audience. And by the way, I'm a self-funder. I have my wife and I have my son. That's all I have. Obviously, the war in Iraq was a big, fat mistake. All right? Now, you can take...
become synonymous with the conditioned reflex. Pavlov discovered that a dog would salivate when it began to associate a stimulus, such as a ringing bell, with food. In America, John B. Watson finally graduated to human beings.
John Watson was an extremely interesting character in the history.
Army in Laos. The agency made every effort to boost his reputation.
His name was Vang Pao, a charismatic, passionate, and committed man.
Take it any way you want, and it took Jeb Bush, if you remember at the beginning of his announcement, when he announced for president, took him 5 days. He went back. It was a mistake. It wasn't a mistake. Took him 5 days before his people told him what to say, and he ultimately said it was a mistake. The war in Iraq, we spent $2 trillion, thousands of lives.
American social science, and also the history of American advertising, which is a not unsignificant connection between the two. His dissertation in 1906 was about the kinesthetics of the rat as it navigated a maze, and his idea was that he could remove one by one the senses of a rat, like remove its ability to see, remove its ability to hear.
Patriot without a country.
Vang Pao, however, did more than just lead his people in war. According to observers, he and his officers dominated the trade in the male farmer's cash crop. In 1968, one visitor got a first-hand look at this trade in a village called
We don't even have it. Iran is taking over Iraq with the second largest oil reserves in the world. Obviously, it was a mistake.
So
George Bush made a mistake. We can make mistakes, but that one was a beauty. We should have never been in Iraq. We have destabilized the Middle East.
he should be impeached.
Its ability to feel and then see whether the rat could still make its way through a maze that it had been trained to navigate. So in his mind, rats were always stand-ins for human beings and human subjects. He called it psychology as the behaviorist views it, and it was basically his manifesto for behaviorism. And in it, he declared that behaviorism was a science of human.
Long Pot.
I was given the guest bed in the village, in fact the district headman's house, and I ended up sharing it with a guy in military uniform who I later found out was an officer of the Vang Pao army. And one morning I was woken very early by this
My turn, isn't it?
You do whatever you want. You call it whatever you want. I want to tell you, they lied.
Okay.
They said there were weapons of mass destruction. There were none, and they knew there were none. There were no weapons of mass
Okay.
destruction.
To go
The
after
World
my
Trade
mother.
Center came
He
down
had the
during
gall
your
to
brother's
go after
reign.
my
Remember
mother.
that.
Hold on.
There was a method available to make a technology by which human beings could be shaped in any way that a scientist desired. Watson always was interested in control. One finds this theme throughout his work. He said, "Give me a baby and I can make any kind of man."
Watson.
great confusion of people and noise at the bottom of the bed. I mean, just literally people brushing up against my feet with these packets of black sticky substance in bamboo tubes and wrapped up in leaves and bits and things. And the military officer was there, was weighing it out and paying off, you know.
Friends, the World Trade Center came down during the reign of George. He kept us safe. That's not safe. That is not safe, Mark.
Oh, my mom is the strongest woman I know.
She should
This
be
is
running.
not about my family. This is a tough business to run for
I know.
president.
You're a tough guy, Jeb.
And we need to have a leader that is
Real tough.
You're never going to be president.
Continued to experiment on babies and other living things until his star began to fade. At the end of his life, he wrote nostalgically of his failure to put together what he considered the ultimate experiment in social engineering, a multi-ethnic baby farm. I sometimes think I regret, Watson wrote, that I could not have a group of infant farms where I could have brought up 30 pure-blooded Negroes on one.
considerable amount of money to these people. And this went on, you know, for most of the morning, and it went on for several mornings, and he bought up a great deal of this substance, which I then started to think about and, you know, asked and had it confirmed that this was in fact raw opium.
By insulting your way to the
let's
presidency.
see, I'm at 42 and you're at 3, so
Doesn't matter.
far I'm doing better.
Doesn't matter.
So far I'm doing better. You know, you started off over here, Jeb. You're moving over further and further. Pretty soon you're going to be off the end.
Don't lose your temper there. Trump, he wanted casino gambling in Florida.
I did one.
Yes, you did.
Totally.
Pure-blooded Anglo-Saxons on another, and 30 Chinese on a third, all under similar conditions. Watson's dream may seem bizarre to modern ears, but implicit in the concept was a real desire
Some people have a deep, abiding respect for the natural beauty that was once this country. And some people don't. People start pollution. People can stop it. Write for Pollution Booklet, Box 1771, Radio City Station, New York.
Very